And welcome back to the next race of the Twin Snakes Very Easy Tournament, the winners semifinals with Tyler2022 and Aerlien. Let's see, and oh, hold up. Hold up. Okay, I think I may have done a thing.
Good
Okay,
thing or a
hold on.
bad thing?
Let's see, I think the last game feed was still on the other, I don't know, cyber slug, whatever you call it. So
Wait,
I'm just
you're
gonna refresh it. Oh, wait, I did see
you
it.
had you added that?
Okay, let's see. Let's flip it back. Hey, there it is. All right. Yep. No, nothing but smooth technical stuff going on here. All right, so
Notice we are
that's
missing an FPS counter from Aerlien, but I don't know if that's a big deal.
um let's see. They are talking about it in the backstage. I'm not sure if they're gonna, make a big thing about it,
There it
but
is.
all right. So it looks like there's an agreement. So I will step aside for now. But let's now have our commentators for this upcoming race, Nick and Pruff. All right, fellas, take it away.
Thank you very much, Joseph. Welcome back, everyone. Here we go, race number 2, and this time I am joined by the lovely Prufrock.
Thanks. Appreciate that. You're lovely as well, Nick. Even when you're yelling at, eco-terrorists. But yes, as you mentioned, we have a great race for us for race number 2 tonight. Closest, well, maybe not. We might have had an 8 and a 9 or 8 and a 7 seed, but closest seeds we've seen for like a high level, race here. Tyler and Aerlien, both veterans of this speed run, and it'll be interesting to see which one of them makes it onto winners finals to face the winner of Akuma and Blue Metal. Is that the other side of the bracket?
Yes, indeed, it will be. Yep. Seed number 4, Volcanic Akuma versus seed number 1, Blue Metal, is the final race for this evening. We are now into the winners semi-finals here, so the winner will proceed onwards to the winners final, and the loser, of course, will drop down into the losers brackets. So the next 2 winners that you see in these 2 races are going to be facing off in the winners final.
Always like watching Aerlien's runs, watching the water dancing. It's a thing of beauty.
See if we can get the old bracket open, and I can say that the loser of this race will be facing off against either Plywood or Joseph Joestar. Meanwhile, the loser of the second race will face off against Vermilion Noel or myself. Of course, anytime, folks, if you want to see the schedule or the bracket, you can use !bracket or !schedule in the chat, and you'll get a nice link to those pages. And of course, don't forget to get your predictions in. There is only a short amount of time left. In fact, 3 minutes. 3 minutes remain to get in your predictions for this race, and it's looking pretty tight at the moment. 55% to Tyler, 45% to Aerlien.
Sorry, when you said it's looking pretty tight, I thought you meant the race itself, and I was like, oh yes, very little separating them currently.
Well,
There's
that's
also, in addition to the, I was just going to mention, in addition to the, the bracket and the schedule, I think that you mentioned, there's also exclamation point stats where you can check out stats for this tournament that have been compiled. I think it's been Hostess that's been keeping track of these, I think. And that's one of my favorite parts of this tournament, is just like being able to look and see how everyone did. Just the little things that, maybe some of you don't really care about, But I know there are probably some nerds out there that like me that do, so. Haven't really seen any issues so far. Both have this part of the run probably down like clockwork at this point.
You get when you get started with resetting runs because you're just going for that PB. You get very familiar with this vent.
Still want to know which rat wins this little race here. I think the patterns are pretty identical for every run, but I just would love to know which one of them makes it through. Because once you get through the vent, they scatter. They're gone. Oh, but you do catch sight of one of them as you see on the Aerlien screen there. I guess if you turn quickly enough, you actually do catch sight of one of those little guys. Interesting. And both of them are running the Tuck Snake, 00 solid.
About to get into our first piece of action, just after another vent.
Crap, I haven't bet yet.
Oh, better be quick. 30 seconds left to get your bets in.
Yeah, spend a lot. I want to spend more. Let me drop some more on that. So here we are heading into the first kind of first real kind of hurdle of this run. Both heading into the not guard rush, but cell rush, guard encounter, whatever you prefer to call it. And I believe both are going to be hoping to get the SOCOM roll here. It was found recently by Solid Snake 16, I believe. Tyler doing a punch setup from the wall. Aerlien choosing to do the same thing, it looks like. Some people kind of set up kind of off the door and at an angle like that. Some people like myself, I like to actually press Snake's back up against the door and roll out of there, but whatever works for you. Both get the SOCOM, a quick start, but encounter. I noticed Tyler did not reload in between waves there. Might cost him a little bit. He also went into first person view, whereas Aerlien chose to stay in third person auto aim. Ooh, okay, I thought Aerlien had run completely out of ammo, but he did find a box.
And that's going to give Tyler just a slight edge coming out of this fight.
Yeah, I think that there's that little mistake from Aerlien there. I mean, it may have been intentional, but yeah, I think it cost him. So now they will both be heading downstairs, making their way through some recently painted walls to Revolver Ocelot. Who just really, compared to his MGS3 performance, you can tell age is really caught up with old Shalashaska. Oh, Tyler missing the C4 grab. Aerlien throwing a...
Just trying to get that
something.
magazine out of his inventory.
Oh, it was a mag. Okay, because oh, and he misses the... Few mistakes from both runners there. Yeah, the magazine. I didn't notice where he had, I guess I didn't notice where he had picked that up. I was also curious why he had thrown something that hadn't exploded, but that makes sense.
Good first shot from Tyler.
All right.
Really clean from both runners.
Yeah, the pre-Ocelot was a little shaky from both, but I think they both kind of had some equal kind of time losses there, and as you can see, they're still pretty much neck and neck.
Well, Aerlien with the slightly better codec getting to 140.15.
It matters.
It is ever so sweet when you manage to land it perfectly on.
I did it on a run, like one of my very early runs, and I just haven't been able to get it since. Couldn't tell. I know Aerlien grabbed the extra M9 ammo, and they both grabbed SOCOM, but I know Aerlien also grabbed M9. I'm not sure. Tyler did as well, but I think that box is mostly unnecessary.
All right, let's see the laser room. I'm gonna guess that we're gonna see the fastest method from both.
Aerlien was a little late on answering the codec. I'm not sure if it'll affect him though.
Oh, and Tyler's been caught.
Oh, and Aerlien has not been caught.
Oh,
He's through.
oh, and he goes for the second roll as well. Oh, that is.
So, oof. Even with a veteran of this run that Tyler is, sometimes this laser room just gets very precise. There's just maybe a slight margin of error depending on which route you're going, but as you can see, Tyler with he's gonna have a huge time loss here taking this continue. Hopefully he knows his backup here. He may just elect to shoot all the sensors. Yeah, looks like he's playing it safe, and looks like Aerlien's through his first gunner pretty cleanly.
See how you like this?
Aerlien moving around for the kissy tank. Oh,
Just as Tyler enters, Aerlien leaves.
so we're gonna need to see a flawless tank from Tyler here if he's gonna want to make some chances of catching back up.
Yeah, I think when you have runners of these caliber, even though we've seen a little bit of flubs, maybe it's just kind of nerves from both of them, but when you see runners of this caliber, ooh, and Tyler missing the chaff pickup, having to roll into his shot.
Oh, and he's missed the first shot as well.
Missed the first. He land two here maybe before the tank starts moving, but he's I think he's electing to wait.
I'm not sure what. Ah, I see. He was waiting for him to duck back down again, so that he went back into the same phase again. If he'd shot him, he would have ducked down, and there's a good chance that he'd then start driving away, I think.
Ah, you're right. He knows a little bit, well, a lot more about the tank's movement clearly than I do, and I think you're right. Yeah, he was just trying to make sure that, because as I would have done, I still would have went for those two headshots, and you get them, and then the tank immediately starts moving around. You've got to try and corral it back. And I think he kind of smartly made the decision, like, you know what, I'm gonna like wait patiently in order to keep this tank in a very consistent spot.
It was a good backup, but it is going to give Aerlien an even bigger lead at this point. And a huge thank you to Jaguar King, who is raiding with a big old pie of 229 people. Welcome to the tournament, folks.
Big boss level raid from Jaguar King there. Appreciate that, my guy. Hope you are doing well. Hope your stream went well. And welcome everyone to one of the winner semis final matches of the MGS Twin Snakes very easy tournament.
Aerlien doing an absolutely fantastic job of ninja fight here. Oh, I spoke too soon.
Oh, cursed him. Commentator's curse.
He brushes it off. He's fine. He's keeping the combo going. Obviously, that's the important bit here. Just needs to land that last Nikita roll.
Yep, he's gonna have to. Well, Nikita roll is gonna be hard here because it'll require a little menuing. He may just elect to maybe just do a punch roll, or yeah, one roll is definitely not gonna cut it though, unless maybe a full Nikita roll. Oh, he's I think Nikita equipped. Okay, usually I have the SOCOM equipped coming out of that, so I'm at a disadvantage. But smartly keeps the Nikita on, and as you said, gets the Nikita roll and is out of ninja as we see Tyler coming into it. As Nick alluded to, they're trying to keep him in this phase one for as long as possible, using a series of 2 different combos, basically. Equipping the Nikita on their kicks to get extra damage. Using the SOCOM shots to kind of keep him from talking and moving forward with his phases. Said it before, but I'll say it again as well with all the new viewers. If you're interested more in the tournament, there's exclamation point bracket for the full bracket, exclamation point schedule for more details as far as scheduling, exclamation point stats for tournament stats. Got tons of stuff.
And this is only race 2 of 3 that we've got right now this evening. Following this, we've got our number 1 seed Blue Metal versus our number 4 seed Volcanic Akuma. And the winner of this race and the winner of that race will face each other in the winners' final. Good point there from D-Limes. If you're not in the MGSR Discord, why not? Come join us. It's lovely.
I've yet to hear a good answer to that question of, why aren't you in the MGSR Discord? MGSR Discord. Wow. So yeah, join it. All right, Tyler coming in a ninja, picking up his chaffs. Aerlien heading into Mantis with Sneaking Suit Meryl. In this Mantis fight, I'm not sure what strategy Aerlien uses. There's one of 2 strategies you can use. Either kind of M9 and punching, or SOCOM, M9, and maybe punching too. I'm not sure. There's basically 2 strategies for this, and you want to kind of do just enough damage to Mantis in order to skip one of the Meryl sequences in the fight.
And Aerlien goes straight for the couch strat. So we should be seeing an immediate M9 shot to the leg. That's good.
Gets the punch.
And punch.
Oh wow.
And has him in the lock as he heads back. It's perfect amount of damage for the face skip.
Textbook.
For those who are a bit new to Twin Snakes, for some reason, Mantis's right leg is coded with headshot damage. If you shoot him anywhere on his body, it'll only do a small bit, but if you shoot him in the head or shoot him in his right leg, it does bonus headshot damage. Nobody knows why. We use that to our advantage.
Oh, and him missing the initial, or maybe it was intentional, but he got a just standard kind of body shot on Mantis instead of an initial headshot.
Oh.
Right, yeah, that had to be a mistake, because I don't think it speeds that second part up, and the more time you take on that Meryl sequence, the more likely that you get extra dialogue from Mantis.
Really good start from Tyler, though Mantis hasn't gone to the center. I don't think he was quite quick enough getting down to the door at the bottom. But he's set up well for the phase skip. Yep. That's the damage needed.
Looks like it.
Important to note that the phase skip is exact damage. You can't be over, you can't be under.
Yep, one missed shot, and you can't. You know, as I've tried multiple times, you cannot just get an extra just like regular M9 shot, like a non-crit M9 shot to like replace a punch, or using 2 standard shots to account for 1 crit shot. I don't think any of that works. It has to be very very specific damage in a very specific order. I have had success once with screwing up the Mantis movement. Like, he was all the way across the library or the room. I got the crit shot and then found him just before he was about to teleport away and got a punch on him. And so you don't need the ideal positioning to get it. It won't fully mess it up. It's just really all about that damage sequence.
All right, both enter the caves, but from different directions. Aerlien was fine getting through. He didn't get hit by any of the dogs. Let's hope Tyler
from the runners.
can get the same. Yep, he's good.
No one has been dogged yet, and both runners, just noticing these very clean rolls into...
It's a little unlucky there for Tyler, where Snake decided to lock onto the pupper instead of Meryl, so he just had to go for the backup, which is just land the headshot on Meryl rather than run the body shot and rolling into her. So just a very slight bit of time lost there for Tyler. Not a huge amount. Just as Aerlien is about to go into the first kind of RNG fight, all the fights so far have been pretty easy to predict how they work, but Wolf 1 does have some RNG. He has, of course, got to get through the caves one last time. Just as Tyler makes his way back through the caves.
Yes, very good rolls into crawl spaces from both runners, I'm noticing. Oh, he missed a bit, but he just runs right past. Makes it look easy.
Oh, and Aerlien's been dogged!
He just got chomped. And misses the second dog, but manages to avoid getting chomped a second time. He got dogged.
Alright, Wolf 1. Let's see how he gets on. She's already out in the open. Ooh, very quick shot from her. Oh, and he just struggled slightly to get that headshot, but he's okay now.
Yeah, I think he's got just enough to finish her. He's gonna play a little safe. I don't think he needed to go for a headshot for the last one, but it still impressive. Not fully clean, but still a good Wolf 2. I also noticed he didn't, he had to menu to the PSG-1T coming in. I don't know if that maybe cost him a little bit of time getting that first shot off and getting hit, but still gets through it pretty quickly as we see Tyler coming through his last dangerous dog sequence. Diamond dogs, if you win. Gets both of them, and he's through.
So a little better optimization there from Tyler not getting dogged. Let's see how his Wolf 1 goes. He does not have a lot to play with here.
He does equip the PSG-1T coming in. He also did not equip extra ammo. That's the first shot. Goes for his body shot now.
And that's really good.
Yeah, can't ask for a much better Wolf 2 there. I mean, she could have moved maybe a little less, but I mean, he got every shot.
He predicted very well exactly where she was going to run to. Alright, so that's going to close the gap slightly, just only very slightly. But of course here we have one of the major time differences depending on how these guys deal with prison.
Source in chat saying Aerlien will go for the hard prison roll, which I assume isn't the bonk, but rather I don't know if that's the bonk or if that's YOLO prison roll, but
So the hard prison roll, which is pretty much exclusively done by Aerlien here, involves rolling straight out of the cell and knocking Johnny to the ground, and then just running straight up to the ammo and rolling, and then a second roll into it as you would with the bonk. It is quite a precise roll. As I say, Aerlien is pretty much the only runner who has consistently gone for it in the past. I recently was led to believe that Aerlien's kind of the opinion of dropping it now, and going for the bonk because it's the more consistent strat. But we'll see what happens here. He does have a lead, but if he doesn't get this roll and Tyler does, then that lead is probably going to switch.
Yeah, it looks like so Aerlien's only raced once before. It doesn't mention specifically whether he went for roll or like hard roll or if he went for bonk, but he did fail it in his match against Vermilion. Tyler has previously gone for, I think he went for the roll in his round 1 match and failed it, and in his match against you, Nick, he went for the easy skip. So both runners have yet to execute this roll accurately or cleanly.
Aerlien is lined up for the hard roll. Let's see him do it.
Looks like, can you stand for that? There he goes.
One more roll to go.
Mm.
And he doesn't, he just doesn't quite, you can see the box clipping through his leg.
He bumped him as he's going diagonally left around that corner out of his cell. He bumped it, and I think that might have been the difference.
This is the chance for Tyler.
You gotta wonder if Tyler's watching. Like I said, he went for roll first round, failed, and then he went for just the easy skip. And so you gotta imagine if you're Tyler watching right now, you're gonna go for the easy skip, but who knows? He may feel confident in his abilities. He may see this as a huge opportunity to gain a ton of time. We'll see what he goes with.
I don't think that the easier throw is going to be enough to put him in the lead. The bonk might.
I think you're right. It would make up a lot of time, the easy, but it would not. It might equalize, but that would be at most all it would do. But yeah, if he could get this roll here, that's a ton of time. Or he's in the lead at least.
Let's see what he goes for.
Setting up for the bonk. And he executes
And he lands it.
Well, folks.
This race has just opened right back up again.
Yeah, Aerlien probably up until now, somewhere between a 30-second and a minute lead, I would say. That's, a pretty big range, but that's about where I'd put him. And a failed prison roll versus a successful one, time difference is about 42 seconds, I believe.
You've got the time difference in the underground passage, which is about 40 seconds. But then, of course, you've also got the fact that Aerlien had to sit through the cutscene of Johnny getting indigestion and running back off to the toilet again.
Right.
So I think overall it's a little more than that. Yeah, when we get to the underground passage, we're going to see exactly how much time this is pulled back for Tyler. Because here, Aerlien's he's gonna be able to skip the first cutscene very quickly, but then he has to go through the codec call, and it is one of the longest. I don't think it is the longest codec call in the game, but it is one of the longest codec calls in the game.
Yeah, the one with Naomi at the end might be longer. But as you said, even the cutscene though, because it's pretty quick to skip them, but even just the game kind of taking the time to go into the cutscene, you skip it, you come back. It's like 5-7 sometimes 7 seconds. I know with the hind radar, or not the hind, the radar off or radar on, I think it's about a 7-second difference just with that cutscene, if I'm right. But yeah, you're correct about the big chunk of it being the actual codec, and that's the main time sync.
So there's about a room between them at the moment now. Yeah, that was a significant win there for Tyler. But it's not over yet. He still has a lot of work to do. But we have got some more bosses that can really change things around. The Tower A climb isn't going to cause too much problem, or certainly shouldn't do. Tower B certainly shouldn't cause too much problem. Then, of course, we've got the infamous Hind D, which every runner loves, right?
It's true.
We all love the Hind D.
We are Hind D stands in this stream. I will say though, I mean, these are some veteran runners, but I wouldn't totally underestimate these tower climbs and just the few seconds here and there you can lose just from a misplaced stun or a missed M9. It looks like runners will likely be using a combination of... Oh, well, no, maybe not. I was going to say using a combination of stun and M9s, but I saw Aerlien pick up some more stuns right there, and he might have enough at this point.
Aerlien, yeah, he's going for the stun route. Tyler, I believe, will be going for the combination of 2. And I know that because I also go for the combination of the 2 because I learned this climb watching Tyler's runs.
Learned off of Blue Metal and Aerlien, so I think I go the stun route. Yeah, about last time I checked, I haven't looked at the floor tiles recently, but it was about 10 to 12 floors separated the 2.
Alright, Aerlien reaching the top. Rope climb is next. Again, we shouldn't see any issues here. It's a pretty straightforward rappel sequence down.
Unless you're me, and just for some reason you cannot land on that first railing. Aerlien misses his roll. That'll cost a couple seconds. Looks like about 35 seconds separates them right now. Which goes to show that I think that, yeah, just that prison roll, that's... Tyler needed that. Tyler executing his roll, getting his rope equipped for this scene. Basically, you'll see Aerlien and Tyler both going for and likely getting the glitch here where if you get Snake in that spot, he will just kind of... I don't know if he loosens his grip quite a bit and he just, like, you know, wants to drop down fast right there, but for some reason he's just not a fan of that girder and he just does not want to touch it.
The brute force approach to the walkway, take out the first guard with a headshot, and then take out the other 2 guards with the SOCOM as you approach it.
Like it. I noticed he didn't, I mean, I guess it's usually personal preference, but since I'm already menuing, I like to go ahead and get my chaffs menued there as well for this Tower B climb, but, we'll see if he equips it at a later part. Tyler also getting the girder glitch.
That was really good from Tyler there. He got caught by the steam and then got caught by Liquid's Hind D shooting. But he still managed to get the glitch down, so that was really good from him.
Oh,
Again,
okay.
brute force method there.
A little modification using the M9 for the last 2 guards, but then he also equips his chaff right there, so got that taken care of. Aerlien finding out if love can bloom even on a battlefield, and making its way up tower. Equipping the... Was that the Stinger or the Nikita?
it should be the stinger.
I'm probably seeing things, but yeah, not using any chaff, just going for the straight up roll and hoping to. I think if you do this correctly, like, you know, I don't think it's frame perfect, but it is a little tight. If you do the roll correctly, I think you can avoid getting hit by the cameras entirely and make your way up. But most of the time, you usually get hit once. Just kind of make your way up past them. It does also usually result in the emulator kind of chugging along and slowing down the frames, but doesn't look like Aerlien's having. Yeah, no, there it is. Yeah, it goes down to almost 40 frames.
Luckily, because we use the IGT rather than RTA, the frames chugging isn't really too much of a problem because the IGT also chugs with it.
Right,
So.
right. You might see Tyler seems like he's catching up a bit here, you know, with that kind of frame differential, but right, the IGT will maintain the proper margin.
All right, here we go. Big Bad Hind.
Hind Dingus.
Remember, folks, if you fancy earning yourself some cash, find us a way to skip this fight.
Yep. Like a weapon glitch or a elevator skip. Doesn't matter what it is. Just something to get past this boss. Or skip the boss, rather. And you can claim the bounty that we currently have in the MGR, posted in the MGR Star Discord. Check that out right now.
Tyler's just struggling to get that next shot off.
Currently $130 for the IQ skip.
And Aerlien there, one shot off. Max damage going into hide and seek. Depending on how this goes for Tyler, it could be a chance for him to catch back up.
I did notice, did Aerlien already have his rations equipped like before the fight, or did he have to equip them noticing his life?
He did not. He equipped them partway through the fight.
Right.
And now we see Aerlien in the first bit of hide and seek. He didn't get the second shot off. He does on his second one down, so he's got 2 more shots left to go. So
hopefully he can avoid another dive and get these 2 shots here, but we'll see. Now they're also not having as much issues with his life bar and not having a mini.
Oh, and Tyler just misses. And that means Tyler's going to go into another phase of this.
I haven't been counting the dives, but I think Aerlien has overall had a more clean hind. It's both shots there.
I tell a lie though, he was always going to have the same number unless he missed another shot, so it just means he has to get this now. And he doesn't. He's got 1 more phase to go. This is Aerlien taking that lead back.
But he gets a lucky short dive from there. Gets the last bit on the hind. Gets his grenades equipped for the cameras going down. And Aerlien didn't get a chance to swap to them beforehand, but he does now. And we'll see him try to cook these nades every other odd floor and then throw them on the next even ones. He's through the first set. Tyler finishes up hind. I think it's interesting that he elects to go for, you know, opting to use grenades here, but not kind of the chaffs upstairs.
Yeah, it is kind of.
To me, it seemed like most runners have consistency. Like they either just go straight for like rolls both up and down, or they go for the nade options up and down. But I feel like I rarely see someone kind of mix it up. And Tyler taking a fall there, I guess, from his grenade. I guess maybe he didn't know it.
I guess the other difference with up and down is we were seeing Aerlien either managing to avoid getting shot or only getting shot once, On the way down, unless you manage to get a really good roll, you're usually going to get hit twice.
That's a good point. Ooh, and
However,
Tyler
if you can
barely
if you
missing
can
his
time
grenade.
the roll well, you can actually get down quicker than you would by throwing a grenade, but it's very, very tight.
Aerlien getting through the 4 horsemen pretty easily.
Tyler's still struggling with those grenades.
That is the backdraw to that strategy, is if you are using them and you miss, then you kind of waste time, both from, you know, cooking the grenades and also from just, you know, getting shot like you normally would.
All right, the next big RNG moment. Wolf 2.
And we'll see Aerlien likely swap to his Stinger. Well, he had on previous, so I'm assuming he's going to for sure. He's going to swap to his Stinger to get an idea of where Wolf is. And then gonna use the PSG-1T to put some well-placed shots on her. Don't know exactly how many he does for this fight. I know it's more than the first. Oh, and just barely missing all of that, but Wolf taking a while to line up her shot.
Oh, she's ducked behind the trees again. She is not playing ball here for Aerlien.
Not at all.
But needs one more hit.
Yep, might
And
be
done.
about the same amount of health. A little bit of hiding there from Wolf 2, but nothing too egregious, I think. And Aerlien's through without much incident as Tyler begins his Wolf fight. Let's see if he can maybe make up a little more time here. So far, it's... Ooh, and then she
And she's
hit.
playing hide and seek as well.
I'm gonna say if she keeps running, then he's got a chance to really make up some time here, but... And for the most part, you know, absent some weird flubs, Wolf 2 is generally considered the time where it's... Unless you're, you know, kind of neck and neck already, it's really hard to kind of make up any time beyond Wolf 2. There is this little, you know, kind of mini-boss sequence, I guess, with the cargo elevator ambush that you could potentially gain some with. But
And then
really, it's all kind of routine at this point. But
Liquid will come down to which of them get a lottery roll or not.
you do have Liquid.
Even then, it's not a lottery roll. Isn't that much time? It's only 10 to 20 seconds, depending on how the rest of the fight goes. I'd say Tyler's Wolf 2 there was slightly faster, but unfortunately, as you're already seeing, just not enough to close that gap enough.
Already mentioning rope drop death is a possibility. We have seen a top 4 seed kind of die to rope drop death, although not as big as a time loss as it seems, I guess. I think it's, you know, with the continue, I don't know, like 10-ish seconds. So, but I mean, still something to keep in mind. Oh, 20. Yeah, well, I was way off. So quite a bit of time there, and could be the difference if it happens. And as Nick mentioned, Liquid also likes to mess around sometimes and likes to kill runs, so we'll see.
It's pretty fair to say at this point that it's less down to Tyler playing well for him to win, and more down to Aerlien making a mistake. Which, as we said, it can happen. Won't count him out just yet. Oh, that's a really nice early shot from Aerlien onto Raven to get this fight started.
He's also, yeah, going for the like shooting to the left of him, or, you know, slightly to the left, so that he can, I guess, get the splash damage, or I'm not sure what that's for. Maybe it's just something he's more comfortable with.
I'll be interested to see if Tyler goes for that same early shot. I'll be honest, I've not seen that early shot used before, but it was really clean way of getting it started.
Is there a first-person view with the Stinger in this game?
There is, yes. If you hold R1, you get rid of the HUD version, and you just sort of hold the Stinger out in front of you. I don't believe it locks on in that view, but I could be wrong.
Right, no, yeah, I believe you're right, because I specifically use that view in MGS2 with Vamp to avoid the lock-on and kind of keep my rhythm down. But I typically just use the regular kind of Stinger view with Raven there, but I'm considering not now, just for the hell of it. Alright, we see Aerlien making his way into Rex's lair. He's doing his Otacon calls, getting him all out of the way right now. I think he's on his third one and is going to make his way upstairs. Tyler just a little bit behind, making his way in the beginning of Rex's lair now as well. Aerlien uses a warning shot there to kind of keep that guard from moving further north, and keeping him in that spot so that he can roll into him, as you saw there, and just knock him off the path, keep him from being an obstacle as he makes his way through this room a few times.
All right, we're about to see the first opportunity for a big mistake from Aerlien that could see Tyler come back in, but you know,
Yeah,
it's
Rope
very
Death.
unlikely.
There's
Yep,
still
it's
Rat.
clean.
One nade left for him. Oh, and he tried to roll into it. Almost got it. He's gonna have to go into the ditch. Gets the PAL key, misses the time bomb. Not perfect, but could have been worse there from Aerlien.
All right, let's hope that Tyler also avoids a rope death. He's good. Grenades out.
It's a bit of a dead zone there, but I don't think it's gonna have a huge effect. He's probably gonna have to press up against the wall to get that PAL key. But it should be it's a little bit quicker than Aerlien there. Yeah, by my count, or by my estimation, it's about somewhere between 40 and 50 seconds separates them right now.
All right, we're going to see some third-person shots on the pipes. Not from Aerlien. It is worth noting that you can die to not grabbing the ledge with the pipes on, but that ledge is much more forgiving than the rope.
Right. Chance of dying. There's also the chance of just doing like a late grab, and instead of getting the ledge, you get like the rope down below. And you don't die, but you know it does mean you have to then make your way back up the stairs and then go back up. I don't know. It's probably somewhere around 10 to 15, maybe even 20 seconds of time loss if that happens. But yes, even worse, I think, if you have to continue and start all the way back at the power room. Or outside of it, rather. Just love the mirror image we have going on with them right now. Opposite sides of this room. This could be a third-person shot. No, it wouldn't work.
Nope.
Yeah, even if you didn't go for it, I'm like, he might be lined up well for that, but no, not quite.
Tyler here with the last opportunity for a third-person shot. Say even at this point, I don't think that unless Aerlien has a really terrible liquid, even Tyler just getting a lottery roll just isn't going to be enough.
Yeah, you rarely see differences of more than between runners like this too. More of I would say nowhere more than like 15 to 20 seconds tops. Kind of differences between liquid.
Yeah, I'd agree.
And that's if things go really poorly for one of them.
And I think when Tyler, or if Tyler watches this back, he's probably going to be kicking himself a little bit. Gas chamber, tank. It really all came down just to those two.
Yeah, I think that was those were the big differences we saw. Everything else has been pretty consistent.
They both traded consistency on different bits. You know, Aerlien's Hind D was slightly better, but Tyler's Wolf 1 and Wolf 2 was slightly better. I think Aerlien's Psycho Mantis was slightly better. But Tyler's Guard Rush was slightly better. So across it, they've kind of traded with each other on who's had the better boss fights, and unfortunately, as I say, it really does just come down to tank and that laser room for Tyler. I mean, even Tyler got the prison roll and Aerlien didn't, and that's just not quite been enough to put him back in the race where he needed to be.
Clean Rex 1 from Aerlien there. I think it took a little bit of extra time getting set up, but got his 5 shots off pretty clean.
After Zanzibar land, I was taken from the battle, neither truly alive nor truly dead. I can't do it. Undying shadow.
And of course, there is still Escape to go as well, but Escape doesn't afford much of a time loss in Twin Snakes. I think there's a bigger time loss available in the original than there is in Twin Snakes with Escape.
There's also clean, but maybe a little slower than Aerlien's by my estimation. Aerlien missing a shot. You're a little early there on one of his shots, but not too big a deal. Rather signifying his disagreement with all of what Gray Fox is saying.
All right, let's see Aerlien's liquids. Setting up straight away for the lottery roll. Doesn't on the first one, but you get a few chances to get it. Oh, he's going for the infinite.
Oh, this first person view keep you from moving?
Look at this.
That was wow.
Really clean.
Oh, he's losing a little bit here with liquid dancing around him. Yeah, then he's gonna do his punch kick or his roll here. Nice. That was.
I think that is the fastest liquid you're gonna see that doesn't include a lottery roll. That was quite something. Tyler here, attempting the lottery roll, just trying to get liquid to go in the right position for a second attempt.
Oh, and he
knocks him off.
Shakes his head there. Oh, and just gets caught up standing next to him.
Now he's into the next phase.
I was about to say, you might want to get in the corner here.
He's gonna also try for the. Yep, he's also gonna get the infinite off.
Stopped it at just the right time, so that he didn't get liquid and knocked back more. But he's gotten him into phase 2.5 here, unfortunately. Oh, no kick there. I think yeah, on that second to last punch combo, I think a kick there would have done it.
I think you're right. Yeah.
Too safe. Yeah, I don't want to put a downer on the rest of this race, but I think this is pretty much over unless Aerlien's controller dies and Snake gets killed during this whole thing.
Checkpoint 2.
So we could also see a crash, but I don't want to see that.
Tyler having a bit of fun with the guards. Is he gonna get there in good time?
I think he got back a little late. Oh, no, he did. Okay, there we go.
Just as
I think it's out of there quick.
the liquid portion. Didn't look like he landed the both transition shots. They got one.
He's also
Much
keeping his...
more difficult in Twin Snakes to grab both transition shots there. At least in my experience.
Noticing it also looks like... I'm just now noticing this, but I think Aerlien has blood on.
He does, yeah.
And here soon, we should be getting close to time for Aerlien. Once we see those artifacts.
Just as Tyler heads into the liquid portion of the escape. Gets the first shot off quite nicely. Oh, just a little hasty. Oh, it seems to be a little hasty. That's time for Aerlien. 54:38 on the RTA at least. IGT should be slightly lower.
I've seen dolphin shenanigans in this race, but I don't think it swung the outcome as that people thought was going to happen. It just made it a much wider margin than we were expecting. If I remember correctly, it was, yeah, I would finish second on RTA still, but it looked really close, and then we were bamboozled. But we'll see. Be coming up on time here for Tyler here shortly. Okay. Yep,
And
there
that
it
is
is.
time for Tyler.
Almost a like minute, yeah, full minute, or a little more than a full minute actually, almost exactly. Full minute. Both runners
good.
now try to fast forward through these credits. Be joining us here soon.
But good runs from both runners there. Really good showcase of how well this game can be played.
Yeah, and I think it kind of goes back to what you said, the tank and for the life of me I can't remember what the other boss fight was that was decided.
Tank and the lasers. Is pretty
Lasers, it
much
wasn't a
what it
boss
came
fight, it
down
was the
to.
lasers. That's right.
All right, so just watch some doggos, and then we have to sit through Ocelot's chat with Solidus. And then we get to see that IGT. Let's have a look at some stats for these guys. Aerlien's best IGT so far in the tournament has been a 54:25. I think that probably means he's going to get a tournament best for this run.
Yep. Tyler's is looks like his previous tournament PB is a 52:58. Believe that's also currently Well, and as I say it, it was the previously fastest time that we've seen in the tournament so far, but it looks like Aerlien edges him out by 2 seconds, and now holds the distinction of having the fastest time in the tournament. I don't believe Plywood was able to do better than that. I know his and mine stats aren't uploaded yet, but I don't think he quite managed to get a sub 53. Very impressive from Aerlien. And Tyler as well. Try to take a look at the boards here and see what Aerlien's. Yeah, Aerlien's previous like lifetime PBs 52.27. He was only about 30 seconds off of that.
And we've got a 53.58 from Tyler. So 1 minute, 2 seconds separating both runners. A really, really good race. Well done to both. And they are both here in the chat with us now.
Howdy.
GG.
It's only fitting that I died to the lasers against Aerlien. You know, it's got to be passed on to someone, I suppose.
I've learned to weaponize the laser roll.
Yeah, and I rarely miss a laser roll, and that was kind of caught me off guard. And then I saw that you went for the hard prison roll. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm a
Yes.
slight window. If I were you, I would have just, killed it there. Like, okay, let me do a toss, and then we're good to go. But appreciate you for giving me a small chance, even though it didn't end up happening because of Hind and other things at the end. But yeah, it was a fun race. I was actually -4 going into the Ocelot split, and I had golded because I have not ran or like done a run with the new SOCOM roll, so they kind of spooked me a little bit. I was like, oh,
Oh, you got it too?
-4.6.
Nice.
Yeah, I both got it.
I think that might be the first race where both runners have got it at the same time.
I think so, yeah.
That's
Yeah,
sweet.
I think the tank and the lasers were really it was hard to come back from that deficit.
Well, Push the Tank, I kind of brought it back. I wasn't sure if I should have sat there for that long, but I was just like, I'm waiting for him to like duck back down and then go back up again because I had missed the like chaff grenade a couple times, and I know that backup works pretty consistently. I haven't labbed it enough to like know that if I should shoot him again, because I remember back to like the old strat, if you're at that point, you kind of want him to like go back down under, because if you shoot him again, then he may start moving around. But because I'm in that one spot, maybe I should have just went with it. But I didn't know what to do, so I just went with my gut at the, at the time, and I was plus 106 after everything was said and done after the tank.
Yeah, I think it just when we were watching it, we thought it was kind of that's the smarter decision there. Like I think if you're really confident in your you know, moving
Chase him
headshots
around and
there.
do
Yeah,
all
if you're
that.
comfortable with hitting a moving headshot on the tank guy there, then go for it and just hit him twice. But I think you're right. It was smarter to just wait, be patient, and keep the tank in a stationary position.
Yep.
Well, all right then. Nicely done, you two. Sorry about the lasers, Tyler, but you still put a good show for the rest of the race, and also just shout outs to Tyler for putting this thing together. The organization, and just it's definitely most appreciated. But Aerlien will advance to the winners finals. But don't go nowhere. We got one more race between the number 1 and 4 seeds of Blue Metal versus Volcanic Akuma. So be right back shortly.